Welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley, and today we're in Medford talking to your community leaders. My guest today is Jackson County Commissioner Doug Breidenthal. Doug, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You are distressed as one of our leaders about the money that you're not able to get from your forest lands and how that's impacting your citizens.
The resources, or the money that we receive from our natural resources, we've seen a decline of about $24 million annually, which has had a serious impact on the budget here in Jackson County. And I think the residents who have seen that over the last few budgetary cycles has showed some concern with that also.
And tell us what it's doing to your communities.
Well, as a result of the loss of revenue, we're in a position where we have to look at what's our prioritization. So we decided public safety is number one, and then we're going to look at services that are the most important in the community and then downgrade them from there. And when I say mandated services being the most important, public safety. Then come back and say what's secondary. Well, like the libraries right now would be considered a secondary or a service, a nicety that we would have. Everybody loves their libraries, including myself. I have two small children that love to use them.
Right, and we want to continue to educate our people.
We need to educate our people, but if the money's not there, we just don't have the ability to fund it. So the loss of that natural resource revenue is a direct effect of the library, excuse me.
No, just start over again.
The loss of the libraries, or the fact that the commissioners are putting the libraries into a special district and offering them up for the voters at this point in time is a direct effect of the loss of the revenue from our natural resources. And that is also being played out in a secondary district that we're giving the opportunities for the voters to vote on at this point. And that is our 4-H youth program, Master Gardeners, and Oregon State University Extension program, our only land-grant university in Jackson County. So that'll be going out as a district also for the voters to vote on to determine if they want to continue those services.
So for our viewers who aren't familiar, please share the history about why you don't have the revenues from the forest that you used to have.
The O&C lands, or the Oregon-California Railroad lands, that were granted to the railroad and then returned back to the federal government because of mismanagement or at the time, or poor, inappropriate management styles from our state government. Those lands are supposed to derive revenue to local government, the county specifically, and there's 18 of the western counties in the state of Oregon that receive those revenues. At a loss of that, because that is gone, Columbia County, right next door to Multnomah County, is announced that more than likely they'll be closing their jail in this June. And that is a huge issue. So now it's having an impact on public safety. Jackson County, we've prioritized public safety as number one for several years, and I have to give a lot of credit to our previous commissioners and current administrator because of that prioritization. So it's really nice to come into office and already have that established. But what happens now is we have to look at our library system and our other programs and say, okay, where are we going to stop funding items so that we can prioritize what is required of government? Public safety is the requirement of government before we start looking at secondary services.
We just have 30 seconds left, but what's the number one thing you're trying to get done to resolve these issues?
We're trying to work with our congressmen and senators at the state and federal level to come up with a very nice balance between the social economic needs of our local communities and the environmental needs that everybody they come together to enjoy and appreciate what Oregon is all about. Thank you.
Appreciate your time. This is Doug Breidenthal. He's a Jackson County Commissioner. I'm Dana Cowley, and we're in Medford. This is Charter Local Edition Northwest, and thanks for watching.